Hello guys, welcome back to Big Love Travels with me, Scott, and this is...
me, Alexandra.
And today I am here to share with you my biggest tip on getting organised for a giant European road trip. But you're going to like the video to get the tip. Okay, you ready for my big tip?
I can't wait.
It is to find a partner or a wife or a husband who loves to get organised, because I'm just here for the ride.
He is pretty much.
So,
is very true.
where are we off to on our European trip, Alexandra? Let's share, because we live in between Spain and Turkey, and normally we would just fly to Turkey, which in my eyes is a lot easier and a lot more convenient. But my crazy wife and my crazy child, they want to drive there. And not only that, they want to stop off in how many different countries?
I think we'll have seen 15 in total by the time we get home again.
And who is doing the driving? Are you doing lots of driving?
Mainly Mr. Scott, and it's a 10,000 kilometre round trip.
Well, I best go and service my car for that sort of trip. So where are we off to? I have no idea where we're going.
Well, I'm only going to share part one, because part one is the getting to the family home in Turkey, and the part two hasn't actually been decided yet, because I'll be absolutely honest, planning a trip like this is crazy because you have so many choices and so many things to do, and I love history and art and stuff, and Thea, our little lady, loves science, and she loves all things kid and fabulous and food, and
the only problem is
really
we're
hard
not
to
planning the
decide.
trip home though, is what about if we argue all the way there and disagree on everything, we just want to fly home?
Well,
I will drive, you can fly.
Yeah, exactly.
So where is stop number one, Alexandra?
So far, I've narrowed it down that we will go from the south of Spain to Narbonne in France on day one. And that is a 7-ish hour drive for Mr. Scott.
Oh,
Yay!
wow, cool. So we're off to France day one. Great memories of Toulouse in France, where we had the raclette and the wine. I think this time though...
Was that where we cooked the tiny eggs and they had quail eggs? They were very hard.
I think I loved it, but I think I was sick the next day, wasn't I?
We got a really bad case of rotavirus, and you could put it down to the fact that it was the raclette and our guests, but actually it turned out to be our children playing in the play area and they got poopy fingers.
Oops. So we best... So maybe,
I hope it's more successful this time.
So maybe, are we on the road straight after Narbonne, are we?
We are, yeah.
So I best be careful on no rotavirus on this trip.
So now, in order to tell him where we're going next, because I do have everything logged in my notebook, but I also have it on my Wanderlust. And I'm going to say right now, go to our next video, because I will talk about the tools I use to plan this trip, because it does kind of get crazy, so you do need some tools to help you. So where are we off to after Narbonne? Well, we're going to drive 4.5 hours to a place called Arma di Targia, which is on the coast of Italy. It's just past San Remo. Why did I not pick San Remo? Because I left booking this trip too late and everything was booked up. So here's a tip.
And how far from San Marino is...
Book a little bit sooner.
Is Arma di Targia? How
you get again?
How far is it?
It's about 15 to 20 minutes. So if you want to go into San Remo and see all the stuff.
And it's on the coast, yeah?
And it's on the coast.
Judging by the picture?
Well, the place we are staying is like 200 meters from the beach. And because it's a little tiny village, it's very unspoiled. So I think for an overnighter, that is going to be kind of nice.
And by looking at the pictures here, because I can see Alexandra's laptop, I am quite excited, because my goal is... because we're visiting how many countries?
15, I think, in total.
I've got to keep myself nice and fit. So my goal is to do 10 kilometers in each country. And I'm looking at the beautiful scenery of Arma di Targia. And it looks like a nice place where I could do a nice 10K.
Yeah, it does. And we can have pasta.
Mamma mia, la pizza! Mamma mia, la pizza, Alexandra, la pizza!
And a cornetto, but we'll save
Just one cornetto.
No, we have to save that song for the next destination, because I told you we like history and art. Obviously, we're not talking about Scott here. He was...
My shirt's a piece of
yeah, it is something special. But whenever I tell you that we're going to go see art or history, what is the first thing you ask me?
Does it have decent Wi-Fi? And that is,
Unbelievable.
but normally a couple, if you are a compatible couple, you're normally the opposite, okay? So if you love art galleries, there's a good chance your husband or wife doesn't. So we have to do certain things in our life to give our other half a please. So always make sure, wherever you're off to a museum, there is good Wi-Fi. Or an art gallery.
Or a cafe. Or somewhere
knocking the video,
where
please.
you can park your other or better half. Or even children. But I'm very lucky that Thea is excited to come see all this stuff with me. I have a pal who wants to see this stuff. So where are we going next? Because he genuinely hasn't got a clue. He's just driving. Padua. Or Padova, which is at the top of Italy. Which
near Venice.
Yes, near Venice. What do you think of Venice, Scott?
Yes, one cornetto. What do I think of Venice? I have actually
Let's be honest about what you told me about Venice,
I've not been to Venice since I was 6 and I'm 37. So that's 21 years. And I remember my dad complained about the price of coffee. I can remember, you know what I said? I can remember, and this is one of the things I can remember from childhood. Somebody was dressed up as a homeless person, begging on the side of the street. And we were sat on the side eating something, a sandwich or something. And we saw this homeless person who made themselves look really rough, take off their big cape, take off their wig, and they were just a normal person begging, who had just been begging in St. Mark's Square. So that is what I remember of Venice.
Wow, he's really selling it to me.
So let's see what's there this time.
So we're going to Padua and we're going to spend a day in Padua, and I'm going to scroll down on my Wonder log list now, and we are going to see the University of Padua.
So you're using a system called what?
Wonder log.
Okay, so you're going to put that in the description box below.
I'm going to tell you guys all about this, and I'm going to do a separate video on how I use that. We're going to the Palazzo boat and to the Skody Chapel, which is where Giotto's first paintings are, and he is like the father of the Reformation.
Hopefully Giotto's got some really high-speed broadband and some good coffee.
And I'm going to say straight up, if you're watching this video and you want to go see that, you need to book these places in advance, because a lot of these sites that we will be going to see are bookable.
And do you have details of that in the comment box below too?
We can share how to book it.
Perfecto.
Yes. And then, so here is another tip. Mr. Scott also said that Venice is stinky and horrible and crime-ridden, along with a lot of my other friends who normally don't say bad things about anything. So I ignored them completely, and number one, we're going to Venice. And number two, the best tip I had was go at night or be there late. And because of our traveling schedule, we did not have time to stay over and to leave the car securely either. So what we've decided to do is from Padua, we can get the train in and we can stay super late in Venice and then get the train back out again. And that's how we'll do Venice. So I can't wait to share when we go to Venice. I'm very excited.
To confirm.
And I hope it isn't stinky.
Because I'm giving a genuine live worry here. Okay?
Yeah. A live worry.
I do not want to be driving and parking in Venice.
No, we're going on the train.
So we're staying on the outskirts of Venice.
In Padua.
And then we're travelling into Venice via train.
On the train, which is half an hour and costs €4. Ta-da!
Okay. So
and it costs you €30+ to park in Venice.
I just have visions of, because we live in Spain and we live in these tiny little Spanish towns, and I just have visions of driving my car through you know those, have you ever seen the picture on social media? No, just getting stuck in a street. I just have visions of being stuck in a street.
Yeah, well, that's how we arrived at where we live now in Javea. We got stuck down a side street there too. But the main thing I worry about is we are driving a Land Rover Discovery, and they're pretty big, and parking spaces are pretty small. And one of the places we row the most
is when we're parking.
I actually get thrown out of the car like, go and stand over there.
And then you should see how I'm just parking. It is awful.
So yeah, parking. So that is where we're going. So we're doing Venice. So we're doing 4 nights in Padua.
Okay, so not one night in Venice.
No.
We are on the outskirts and we're travelling into Venice.
Yes.
That is why I married this lady. She is so
organizational genius. And then we were going to Ljubljana in Slovenia, where none of us have ever been to. But me being me, typed in top places to go in Slovenia, and up came on the road this place called Postojna. I think that's how you say it.
Isn't there I've heard of that place before. Isn't there a cave?
You have not heard of that place?
Yes, I have.
Unbelievable.
Isn't there an underground cave with a train there?
Yes, it is Europe's only double thingy-bob underground. Seriously? Wow.
See, I know my stuff.
And there's a really cool castle built in a cave as well. And when
we going to it?
Yes, when I told Thea we were going there, she was super excited. So what I've decided to do is one of the things I encountered was I wanted to see, Thea wanted to see so many places, and we have only 2-week journey to get to Turkey, because if we didn't make it 2 weeks, we would still be driving around Europe at the end of July. Or August.
So can I ask a quick question? We're off to Slovenia. What type of food can I eat in Slovenia? Do you know? What's like a dish? So we've basically gone from pasta and pizza to you haven't got a clue.
Well, if it's anything like Hungary...
Well, that was pizza. That was just pepperoni.
It's horrible.
So Slovenia, bring it on.
Yeah. So I tell you what, we'll research Slovenian food.
We'll give some videos on Slovenian food.
You tell us in the comment box below, in Slovenia, what should we be eating?
What should we be drinking?
So, as I was saying, because we want to go to so many places and see so much stuff, I decided that we would drive long distances every couple of days and then try and get 2 nights and 1 full day in a place. So, because of that, we are missing out Zagreb and Croatia because we're seeing it on the way back. There's a sneak peek. And we were going straight to Belgrade. And Belgrade is in Slovakia. Yes.
And one big tip, which I hope Alexander's taken into account.
Oh no, it's in Serbia.
Serbia.
I don't even know my
One thing I hope Alexander's taken into account is when we're travelling, obviously we have a boot full of clothes, but I hope she's booked some places with a washing machine.
I have. But we're going to be staying in self-catering because we can choose what breakfast we want. And we are kind of big into breakfast. We'll tell you all about the health things we do to stay healthy when we travel, because we have travelled a lot for our business. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I always like to clean my clothes on the journey. And I'll be absolutely honest, I'm such a nutcase. I like to come home with my suitcase fully washed and ready to put away in a wardrobe. Like, I don't bring my dirty knickknacks home with me to wash. But that's me. So, getting on. Serbia.
Where's next?
It's Serbia. I thought
Belgrade,
it was Slovakia. Yeah. I clearly don't know my map. So we're going to Belgrade. We're going to spend 2 nights there. Belgrade is on the Danube. Haven't done much research. Has a big fortress. I will tell you one thing. That Belgrade and Sofia in Bulgaria are 2 of the cheapest capital cities to stay in at all. Slovenia and Ljubljana was totally the opposite way. It was crazy prices. So if you're looking at budget and backpacking and stuff like that, Belgrade and Sofia are definitely good bets.
Well, you can never put a price on experiences.
You cannot, but if you do put a price on experiences, or certainly where you sleep, then they're very good. And I will give you a tip, and I'll talk about it in my booking video. I use booking.com because you can pull up a map of where you want to be. You can see where all the different places are, and you can look at prices.
So where are we off after Belgrade?
We're 2 nights in Belgrade, 1 night in Sofia. But I don't think we will stay in Sofia. I think we'll drive further, and we'll go to a place called Plots.
So if we are in Bulgaria, from my geography being pretty okay, wow, not really. We must be close to Turkey, so we must be coming into Turkey if we are in Bulgaria.
Well,
correct?
We drive through Bulgaria and we go across a teeny tiny bit of Greece and then straight into Turkey. So that will be fun. And we are going to stay in Edirne, which is the original capital of Turkey, and it is on the European side, and it has a skyline to rival Istanbul, I'm told.
Nice. I really like Istanbul. Alexander's not a big fan of Istanbul, but Istanbul's currently been rebuilt, so I'm looking forward to going back there, hopefully on the way back, as I keep hinting.
Yes, Scott. We're coming back via Kankale, but yes, Scott.
Oh, wow.
He's dropping some major, significant, serious hints. So anyhow...
Plus we've got to go see the new big mosque in Istanbul.
Yes.
That brand new mosque.
Yes.
Not the blue mosque, the big mosque.
The big mosque, the other mosque
Erdogan's
that
mosque.
we don't know what it's called,
Yeah.
but it's the biggest mosque
And
ever.
Ataturk Airport is also being built into a national park, so that's somewhere
But
else
it
we've got to
hasn't
go.
yet.
But that's somewhere else we're going to go. But anyway, we are in Erdogan. No, where are we?
We're in Edirne.
Edirne, sorry, not Erdogan, who's the leader of Turkey.
We're going to spend 2 nights there, and if I can somehow wangle him a tour into Istanbul or do something, we will do that as well. But time is of the essence, so then we are finally getting towards our destination because we might be sick of each other or sick of travelling in the car. Well, Scott will be sick of driving. So we are going to Akhisar.
Wow, famous place.
Akhisar is, so I picked this place because it's halfway between Edirne and where we have a home in Turkey. And it turns out it's a very ancient city called Feithyie, which is cool, and it's almost named after our daughter, so she thinks it's her city, and it's super famous, and it's considered to be one of the first cities in Asia Minor, and all that.
Have you booked me a nice Turkish breakfast in a hotel there, I hope?
I haven't actually booked your hotel
Well,
yet.
when you
I'm still
book me a
getting
hotel,
around
I
to
want
doing
a
that.
nice Turkey, and I want a nice hammam, just to loosen me up for the 5 miles.
We could do that when we're in Edirne as well. We could just hammam our way
Hammam.
down.
Well, I need a nice hammam.
Nice wash and a massage in every place.
There we go.
And finally, we end up in Shadler, which is almost down in Feithyie, and Mr. Scott will collapse into a giant heap.
How far from Feithyie?
We're just a few miles away from Feithyie in the mountains, and that will be the beginning. That will be the first part of the grand European tour. So we're leaving Spain into France, off to Italy, and I forgot to say we're going to see Verona, and I'm taking Thea to see where Juliet leaned off a balcony and yelled at Romeo.
Romeo, Romeo.
I will definitely get him to act this out for you.
So come on, we got 3 countries.
And then we're doing Venice, and then we're doing Slovenia,
4,
and we'll drive through Croatia,
5,
and we're going to Slovakia,
6,
or is it the other one?
Serbia,
Serbia,
6, Bulgaria, 7,
Bulgaria,
Turkey,
8. But we also drive through Greece. On the way home, I'll give you a sneak peek. It's Albania, it's Macedonia, it's Kosovo, it's Bosnia-Herzegovina. It's going to be fun.
But people probably won't see that video until we are in Turkey. So.
And until I've actually booked it, because I haven't booked it yet.
So guys, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, so what
if
do you think?
If you want to see our trip, for starters.
Like, you never actually told me, what do you think of my planning?
As long as I'm with this lady, life is always good.
He's so smooth.
It's the places you go, but more importantly, the places you go and who you go with.
Oh,
So no,
you're such a sweet
I'm
man.
excited. There's a few new countries which I've never been to before. Kind of semi-excited for Venice. No,
Really?
No, I'm not staying in Venice.
And we're going to be there in the evening when it clears out. 60,000 tourists leave Venice, and it will just be
And
the
that
3
place
of us.
before Venice, that looked really beautiful wherever it is. So,
The one on the coast? Amana di
I think so.
Tachia
So,
or Padova?
so subscribe to the channel. Check out our socials, which are in the comment box below, so you can come and follow us on our trips all over the world, because it won't just be a European trip. We travel everywhere.
We do.
And I eat my way through each and every country. So does Alexandra. But we also like to keep
I
it
do.
too. So
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel, like the video, and thank you for joining us. And are you going to be doing another video?
I will give you a sneak peek on how I plan this trip, and some tips to make it a little bit easier and a little bit faster for you guys, because when you have so much choice, like where in the world are we going, it can get a little bit crazy. So yeah, the link to the video will be somewhere about here.
Adios, amigos. Or as
Bye
they say in
for now.
Turkey, Tisha Karadam, Yak Shamla, Good Assurance.
Gula gula.
Boom!